welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for my lovely Geminis. This is for February 22nd to the 29th. And before I get started, I've got to give a shout out to my Gemini member, Foxy5136. Thank you so much for joining my channel. This is your shout out. I hope you're doing good. All right now. All right. So let's go ahead and pull out your romance angel messages. We're going to get right back to using this deck. I love this deck. I gave it a break for a little while, guys, but, you know, couldn't stay on the shelf for too long. All right, let's pull out your romance angel messages for the week coming up. My lovely Geminis. We have straight out, stay optimistic about your love life. We have give your relationship a chance. And we have heart-to-heart conversation. Wow. Well, let's talk about, hey, these are three very, very complimentary messages, aren't they? We're talking about positivity in all relationships this week, right? Lovely, lovely set of romance angel messages for you, Gemini. Let's go ahead and get right into your animal spirits. Now, animal spirits can come in as a number of ways, right? They can come in as individuals or personalities. They can come in as energies becoming available to us, or stages in our lives that we are coming into, right? So let's get right into pulling your three animal spirits out for my lovely Gemini. My daughter is a Gemini. I'm a Sagittarius, so it's my opposite sign, but gotta love Geminis. All right. You guys know what a stickler I am for trying to keep them cards straight. All right, straight out, we have the crow. Totem of magic in many, many ways. Extremely intelligent creature. We have the cobra. Fire energy. The crows, of course, air. Wow, cobra. All right. And we have the rabbit. All right, earth energy. Very, very nice. So let's get right into it, right? The crow is air energy, and this is a powerful, powerful totem of magic, symbolic of magic. The crow is an extremely intelligent animal. The crow is associated with those who have a gift for the supernatural, or who are drawn to the supernatural, who have a gift for seeing things that are unseen or knowing things that are generally unknown, as we say, right? The crow, the spirit of the crow is very, very powerful, very, very potent, and oftentimes can talk about, the ability to see the past, present, and future in a lot of ways. And so here we have a high level of magical ability. However, this energy should never be tapped into or used unless the mind is clear, right? You must make sure, with energies like this that are so potent and so powerful, you have to make sure that your mind is clear, certainly, clear of any, I want to say, egoistic tendencies or self-absorbed tendencies, right? You're giving yourself over to the energies of the universe in a lot of ways. And so it's very, very, very important that when you are dealing with these type of energies that your mind is cleared, right? That your mind is focused and that you have clarity. Now, the cobra is a fire elemental spirit, and the cobra is symbolic of a teacher or a guardian spirit in our lives, right? And so in this way, it is ever watchful. You can see, it's like the cobra's watching, always watching. It represents the inner teacher, right? The spiritual guardian who is there and who manifests itself externally in our lives as messages, right? As guides that, lead us along our path, right? This is how the cobra manifests in our lives. And oftentimes when we are ready to receive the teaching or to receive the advice or the guidance, this is when this spiritual guardian or teacher will show up and will show us the way, right? Or help us in our way with messages or omens, etc. Beautiful. Very, very powerful animal spirits to have in the same reading, Gemini. Then we have the rabbit. The rabbit is an earth elemental spirit, and this rabbit is associated with fear anxiety, worry. The rabbit elemental, person who resonates with the spirit of the rabbit is always sort of bemoaning their fate. Oh my God, with my luck, this is going to go wrong. Or, I'm, always pessimistic, always worried, right? Just as in the wild, the rabbit is always worried about the next predator that's going to gobble it up, right? So, of course, if you are resonating with this, or if you're dealing with someone who's resonating with this can happen to any of us in certain times in our lives where we are extra anxious, extra worried, right? It's just time to take a step back and maybe get some perspective on what's going on, calm ourselves down, remind ourselves that there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Reach out to friends who can help us feel a little bit more confident. And safe, right? It is, I would hope that it is a temporary energy coming in, certainly, because it can be very exhausting to be that fearful all the time, right? All right, guys, let's get right into it. We're going to pull out your 3 spreads for the week. Now, these spreads are intended to be for separate Geminis, so you may only resonate with one of them or even just a portion of one, and that's absolutely okay. We know that this reading can't be for all Geminis, and it can't even be for all Geminis that tune into this reading. So thank you anyway for watching. I do appreciate all the support for my channel. All right, my lovely Gemini, straight out, we have Justice, the Strength card, and the Hierophant. All right. Well, Gemini, you're coming in this week. Some of you are coming in this week with an event of justice on your mind, a desire to rebalance a certain area in your life. Justice card oftentimes does indicate an official event, decision, document being signed coming in, right? You may have a court date. You may have a mediation process that you are engaging in. Whatever the case may be, it often can indicate an official or business-like setting or event that serves justice, right? That serves to rebalance the scales in your life. And so you're coming into the week focused on this energy. You're met with the Strength card, right? And so it can be that this week certain events that are happening in your life, Gemini, are, are causing you or getting you basically to sort of tap into your own strength, establish boundaries, right? 8, the number, Major Arcana 8, the card for strength, is also the card for boundaries. Remember that. Because in a lot of ways, we have to set boundaries so that people aren't able to sap our strength or drain our strength, right? So that we can keep hold of it. The Strength card also talks about, having very deep feelings, being extremely emotional, but not having that be in charge of us, not being ruled by our emotions, understanding our emotions, knowing them, understanding them, but having the strength not to be ruled by them, right? Just as temperance is all about not reacting to external energies, external, forces, the Strength card is all about not letting our internal energies and our internal emotions and forces rule us and having a steady mind. Part of that is putting boundaries in place. You round out your week with the Hierophant, and I think that this week, this entire week, these events that you're waiting for, perhaps this official event that you're waiting for, and the things that are the experiences rather that you're having this week that are strengthening you, right, making you realize to really hold on to your strength. All of this is serving for you to have a doubling down on your commitment. It almost seems to reaffirm your spiritual path. The Hierophant in a reading along with the Crow and the Cobra really indicates a week for you, for some of you Geminis, that is extremely spiritual, extremely uplifting. You may have epiphanies this week. You may have understandings this week. You may begin to even understand your own spiritual path, or whatever religion, for instance, right, or theology that we follow. It takes a lifetime to understand it. right? We have faith in it, but the teachings itself can take a lifetime. Well, it seems to me that this week you begin to understand some of the teachings on a deeper level. You have the spirit of the crow and the cobra working for you this week. So there's a high level of supernatural activity going on, and there's a high level of messages coming in from your spiritual guardians, and all of that just serves in a way for you to even be more committed to your spiritual path. Very, very nice. It seems very much to me like a meeting of your spirit and the real world, the material world, when we talk about dealing with others and judgments and decisions in that world, coming together and reaffirming each other. Seven of Pentacles, King of Wands, Queen of Cups. Some of you are coming in this week really reevaluating your career path. You're feeling perhaps like the fruits of your labor just really aren't enough. Seven of Pentacles sometimes is considered the card for failure, but I don't really think it's so much of a failure. It's just that, you know, everything that you've been working for here, it just doesn't seem to amount to the things that you thought would make you happy. Sometimes when we have goals for ourselves, the actual working towards that goal, in working towards that goal, we change, right? The journey is what changes us. And then sometimes we reach our final destination, and what we are reaping from all of this work. And at that point, after having been changed by the journey, the rewards sometimes aren't what we expected them to be, or they don't impact us the way we expected them to impact us, because we're not the same people we were when we made those goals, right? You know, you could have a goal to be very, very rich in a particular field. And then as you work towards that, right, you go through so many different experiences that, yes, you may actually reach that goal. You may actually reach that level of monetary sort of abundance. But by the time you reach it, it doesn't even matter to you anymore, because you've changed in such a fundamental way. In any case, this week, you're really reevaluating everything that you're doing career and business wise, and you're really starting to think about changing your path or adjusting your path. You are met with a King of Wands, which feels like a real sort of inspiration coming in. This is someone, I think, when we talk about a teacher, right, a guardian or a spiritual teacher or guide coming in, I believe that you come across someone like this week, a King of Wands, who serves as a inspiration and guide to help you reevaluate this, right? To help you reevaluate your path now that you're a different person than you were when you started on that path. This could be a friend, a relative, or just someone new that you're coming across in some way, shape, or form. You may not even know them. You may have just sort of seen them, or, in public, or seen something that they did, or what have you. But this is certainly a personality, an individual that's going to serve to be a great inspiration. And why not? Because the King of Wands is, he's the king of having a vision and a goal and manifesting that vision and goal, and understanding what it takes to get there in a lot of different ways, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, right? So he's a king of manifesting his vision. And his vision is generally something that he feels very, very passionate about, that he leads with his heart about. So this is the perfect sort of inspiration to come in for you this week. You round off your week with a Queen of Cups, And I think that the inspiration that's coming in is that you really need to get deeper into your feelings, and sort of really connect your feelings to your work, or to your goals with regard to your career or your business. It's time to become emotionally invested so that you can actually move towards a goal that will make you happy. You may have before not necessarily been so emotionally invested. It may have just been, the job that you chose to do, because it made sense. But now you feel different things. You have a different passion in your life. And I think the King of Wands is showing you how to sort of bring out that Queen of Cups inside of yourself, that understanding of who you are, and bringing that to the surface. The Queen of Cups is as above, so below. So, we talk about, sharing or exhibiting your deepest emotions and feelings on the surface, and not with any fear of vulnerability or any fear of being emotionally crippled when things don't go your way. The Queen of Cups is very emotionally stable and healthy. But she also knows who she is. She knows what she desires, right? She's done that hard work. And I think that this is the inspiration in a way, or this is the epiphany in a way that comes in for you this week with this King of Wands. Ace of Cups, Eight of Swords, Six of Wands. Wow. Okay, so some of you are coming into this week, Gemini, with a new love, a new opportunity for love. What else can I say? It's the Ace of Cups. It is an opportunity, and oftentimes it's not a guarantee. The aces aren't guarantees, but they are opportunities. And of course, they require us to be involved to make the most out of those opportunities, right? In any case, you have a new sort of option in love, and you come across an Eight of Swords this week. This feels to me like somebody in your life is very, very toxic, all right, who is very sort of self-centered. Eight of Swords is a toxic card. You know, it is probably one of the most toxic cards in the deck. Personality, you know, in terms of describing a toxic personality. This is the person who is alienated by their own restricted thinking and ways of behaving. They never have room for other people's opinions. They never take responsibility for their actions. They blame the whole world for their inaction. They are the gaslighter. They are the one who will play the victim card. I mean, just ill. You know what I mean? Just you know. And this person really shows themselves to you this week. And I think the reason why they do is because you have a new love interest in your life. Now, this person could be a friend or a relative. They could even be an ex. But it's like, I feel like their energy comes into you this week and you just absolutely ignore it and steamroll it, because you round off the week with a Six of Wands, which is a victory. I think you give them no sort of credence, or, you know, you just give them no measure at all, no time. It may be in the past that you may have given them a bit of time, but you're over it. This person also is someone who will resonate with the spirit of the rabbit. They're always fearful that someone's going to leave them. This is the person who is, you know, oftentimes, you know, they fear abandonment, although their actions always lead people to abandon them. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, how else can I describe it? But in any case, you just sort of totally steamroll over that. You don't pay any attention to it, and you come out the week shining. And I think that's because you put boundaries in place yourself, and you realize, you know, perhaps your spiritual guardians have come in, your spiritual teachers with that cobra have come in and shown you the way, right? Shown you a little bit of something better. And you realize you have this great love coming in, and you have so many great things going on for you this week that there's no point in paying attention to this energy from this person. And it's really time to sort of let them go. You may even have that heart-to-heart conversation with them and letting them know that, you know what? This is done. This connection with me is done. And you come out shining. All right, my lovely Geminis, this is your reading for the week. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Foxy5136, thank you so much for becoming a member on my channel. And to everyone else, thank you so much for watching this video. And I shall see you next week for your weekly outlook. Bye-bye now.